Hi, I'm Josh Rose, your lead anchor for Period 3 News. Today we will be talking about the Industrial Revolution. To my left we have the agriculture expert, Stephen Baker.
Hi, I'm Stephen Baker. Today I'll be talking about agriculture and infant mortality, which led to population explosion.
And to my right we have the transportation expert, Tyler Ford.
Hey, I'm Tyler Ford, and I'm talking about transportation.
And to my other left we have the energy expert, Kobe Hastings.
I'm Kobe Hastings, and I'll be talking about the factory system and energy tech.
That is in the news today. Today, in transportation news, we have Tyler Ford.
Hey, I'm Tyler Ford. There's four main points of transportation. There's railroads, steam freights, turnpikes, and canals. First, railroads. There's usually about one railroad car for 4 wagon loads of goods. Back in the day, they used to carry wagons full of goods, but railroads carry about 4 wagons. Railroads were more efficient. They were faster than wagons. They got there because the wagons had to go through the mud and the muck. Our second point, steam freights. They carried a lot of goods. They carried them through the water. It was fast, efficient. It got there quicker. The last one, turnpikes. They were like private roads. If you were like a high class, then you could pay to get on them. You had to pay. Like, for example, National Turnpike in Louisville. There were shortcuts to places. It was shorter. And our last point, canals. They were man-made waterways. They were really efficient. It took way quicker time. And that's transportation for the day. I'm Tyler Ford.
Thank you, Tyler. So, Steve, what's going on in agriculture news today?
I'm Stephen Baker. Agriculture is pretty much just one big main point, crop rotation. Crop rotation is when farmers would split their land into 4 different sections. Every year, farmers switch crops in different sections to keep soil fresh and balanced.
That was some good news, Steve.
Alright, let's kill this one time.
Men and machines under one roof, taking raw material, turning it into this product.
Oh yeah, that's tight.
Yeah.
That's tight.
What? Tyler,
Oh, the camera's on.
Gee, the camera's on.
In other technological news, here's Kobe Hastings.
In all the factory systems, they had spinning jennings, which were machines that took thread looms and made cloths, which were a finished product. The mill girls worked in the mills from ages 7 to 30, which means they worked at a very young age. In all the factories, they had overseers, which were in charge of the mills, and they ran the factory, so that means they could fire anybody if they got hurt or any other reason. The workers worked 12 to 16 hours a day, and in the factories it was very loud, and it was bad conditions, and it was really bad for your health, because all the stuff it gave off, and you'd get really sick. And that's it for the spinning jenny and the factory systems.
Woo, that was some great news, Kobe Hastings. Thank you. In other agriculture news, here's Stephen Baker.
I want to be talking about infant mortality. Infant mortality occurred because farmers figured out their crisis with agriculture by developing crop rotation and resulting in more babies to receive food when they were young. Infant mortality was occurring because they couldn't get food to the babies, so the babies would die. The babies couldn't get enough food, so the babies, young people, would die. Since they had more food to eat, they would survive and be able to grow and get old. This led to population explosion. Population explosion is when there's more people dying, more people being born than more people dying. So therefore there was a great population increase in the world, and it was starting to become a problem in certain areas.
Thank you, Stephen Baker. I wonder what's going on in energy news today. Let's send it over to Kobe Hastings.
Alright, we're going to talk about the steam engine and hydropower. First, let's look at the steam engine. The steam engine was invented by Robert Newcomb, and when he invented it, it didn't really work right. So a couple years later, James Watt made the steam engine work. The steam engine is used to boil water, burn coal, and is also used in cars to make the pistons move up and down to help the engine move. Hydropower is when you have a factory along a river and a paddle wheel. The paddle wheel in the river takes energy from the water and puts it through pipes that go into the factory. From those pipes, the pipes go on diagonally at a 90-degree angle through the factory to make the engines work. And that's steam engine and hydropower.
Thank you, Colby. That was some good news. From all of us here at Period 3 News, this has been your lead anchor, Josh Rose.
I'm Stephen Baker.
And I'm Tyler Ford.
You stay classy, World Civ.